Morning, everybody. For the first time in I don't know how long, your old pal Jason here slept in a little bit. That doesn't happen very much. I ain't mad about it. We are just getting ready to do our website work for the day. It's gonna be a long one. Today, well, yesterday, I didn't think I'd got a whole lot done over the week, but I had a lot of free time at work. So I did some website stuff at work. Oh, this dried out. Probably too much. That's Final Fight music. So this week to the website, I have added Comic Zone, Commander Keen, Contra and Contraforce, the Polka, Koryun, Child of Dragon, Darius Twin, Dead Moon, Deadpool, Dear Esther, Death's Door, Decap Attack, Defender, Demon's Crest, Depot Dungeons, Devil Engine, Dragon Quest III, Dragon Quest 5, 6, and 7. And Double Dragon 3 also been added. So I added a lot. Yesterday was Dragon Quest 5, 6, and 7. And having to revisit 7 was not good. I really, really did not like that game. And I had to replay part of it when we had to move everything because the old channel got shut down. Had to move. And one of the episodes when we kind of did a bulk download thing, because I didn't have a lot of it backed up yet. One of them got lost. Or broken or something in the download. And so I had to replay like 2 hours of the game, and that game is terrible. It is easily the worst Dragon Quest. Worse than 2. And 2's pretty bad, but 7. Oh, God. So. Coffee's ready. You know, I guess I could have had this open the whole time, right? Yes, I could have, but I didn't. We'll start here in a minute. Where you got to be? Nowhere. That's why you're here. Excuse me. I'm trying to set up Kick as well to do some streaming on that, but my Stream Ninja thing where I compile all the chats isn't connecting. Okay, I think I'm ready. Turn on that. Turn on that. Oh God, that's a frightening sight this early in the morning. Don't need those. Hope you guys have seen my new old man sweater. I had to retire the cardigan. Because it was time. Okay, before we start, where's my mouse? A couple other things that I did. One of the headaches I have with this website is the way I set up the box art is, well, let's do this first. This is new. So now there's a little drop down. You want to go straight, or if you just want to go, you can just still click that and it'll take you there. So one of the issues, we'll try L for this. And this is wholly me, totally on me. When you looked at a game here in the list, missing one. Oh, no, it's right there. Is it around there? And this one's up there. This one should be over here too. I better check that. So anyway, this would be the title screen. It would be a shot of the title screen of the game. But then when you went to the page, oh, I was so slow the other day. Why does that go in there? I better look into that. This will work though. When you went to the page, I have the box art, and then when you would go to the review, there'd be the box art. So I got rid of all the title screen thumbnails. And replaced them with all the box art. So I only needed one copy of everything, which really cut down on work I had to do in terms of keeping everything up to date. Hey, this might be Melon Journey. Yes, it is. Okay, let's turn that down just a touch. So first thing, let's fix this link situation we got. The link with link. Haha. Shocking, right? Old pal Jason smokes a pipe. Oh no. It's for 21 and up, YouTube, not a sponsor. So why are you Legend of Zelda Ing? Oh, it's because you guys have the in front of you. That'd do it. Why is the custom URL just C? That's a problem. Okay. So we need... grab this. I'm glad we ran into that. And do we put the in front of Oracle? I think we should. Okay. Excuse me. In the in case anybody cares, this is what's in the pipe today. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty good. This one is actually probably my favorite. Well, shouldn't say this one. There's also a vanilla latte one. This is really good. And then this one, the one I buy in bulk, is coffee. Not like the Kahlua coffee, just like coffee. And then it's remnants of whatever I run out of, like when I have just that little bit left. Kind of like the infinity bottle, which I'd show you, but it's behind all that other stuff. Anyway, what else have I done? What have you done, Jason? This is horrible. Merged all the contact stuff, so it's in there. Do we have... Nope, not yet. So, go back to Castlevania for a minute, because Castlevania is the one that's completed. Excuse me. I know last week I think we talked about doing this, but I've put a games in this series thing on games that are in a series. And these are in chronological order, as if the games happen in chronological order, I have put them in chronological. New words. EG music. Yeah, this is the Tor fight. This is great boss music. This is in 7/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is not, it sounds really hot. I need to get a better version of this. Anyway, chronological order. So chronologically, do I still have? I don't. So the games that I have played, if you want to start at the beginning of the story and work your way to the end of the story, you start here and you go this way. Now, Castlevania and Castlevania 4, basically the same game. Castlevania 2 and Revamped, basically the same game. So I stuck those in there side by side. So as of now, chronologically, the last game that happens in the Castlevania series is Dawn of Sorrow. So that's right there. So if you wanted to experience the story, you'd start here, work your way over. And as I add more games to the series, then they'll pop up in here in their correct chronological position. I've already recorded a Let's Play for Harmony of Dissonance. I am just about done with one for Circle of the Moon. There's a bunch of others I want to do. There's the Game Boy ones, and there's an N64 one and a couple others, so they'll be on here. Also, Dracula X and Rondo of Blood, they're basically the same game. They happen at the same time chronologically, and it's like alternate universes or something. I don't get it. But that's going to be a thing. I love this music. So if we go to ActRaiser, now ActRaiser is an unofficial series, and according to some people, ActRaiser and ActRaiser 2 aren't even part of the series. I think it works with them in it. So this is the Soul Blazer, ActRaiser, whatever series, and I think it goes in this order. And there's not an official this to this to this to this. So in my mind, this makes sense. This right here. Anyway, you can watch all of them and tell me if you think I'm wrong. How's that? How's that strike you, fancy pants? Okay, so what the hell are we doing? We are adding games today. We are adding games every Sunday. Somebody, I don't remember. I suck. I'm a terrible human being. Somebody asked me a million billion years ago when I was going to do the special stage. There's a special hidden stage in EG that you've got to do some, shenanigans to get to. And they asked me when I was going to do it. And I said, oh, I should. I'm sorry. I haven't done that yet. This doesn't fit the screen. There. So I said, I'll sit down and I'll work on it. And I think I started and then I realized, oh yeah, you've got to play through the whole game again. I don't want to do that. So I didn't do that. But I need to. I need to stop being lazy and get on it. So Dragon Quest 7 we did yesterday, 76 pages. Dragon Quest 6, 39. Dragon Quest 5, 42. That was a lot of pages, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lot of pages. I was out here for hours. And I hadn't slept very well and just didn't like it. Anyway, so today so good. And I could see the fight. He's off in the background, and he's shooting the giant things. And he's going to jump. And then he lands, and then he stomps, and then it knocks the thing, and then he does the laser. It's such a good fight. It's a good game. Dragon Quest VIII. That's next. There's a lot of pages for Dragon Quest VIII. I'm losing subscribers. Oh no. I'm down to 425. That's bad news. $92 pages we're gonna need for Dragon Quest VIII, ladies and gentlemen. But first we need a folder. So make a folder. I'll need one for Dragon Quest IX. I closed that window too soon. Oh, this reminds me of a thing. We're gonna look at this. Excuse me. That's bad in Kaitos. 11's already there, so we need Dragon Spirit as the third one. This is the weirdest music. It's just very strange. Excuse me. So I've played Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, multiple times. Aria of Sorrow at least multiple times. And I really like it. And it's a very good game. And that is the game in which I know of. It might show up in another game, and it's just one I haven't played yet. But there's this guy. I love that we can just zoom right in on that. This is not Gorgon, this is Triton. Let's just kill the Gorgon that was over here. But according to the game, this is Triton. But the design of this guy, and I was reading a little bit last night, and there is, I can't remember the name of it now. There is a entity that Lovecraft created, and it matches this description exactly. And I can't remember its name. Notice? No, something? No something. And as I'm reading it, like, wait a minute. That's not right. Playlist. We put in our title. We put in our episode. We put in our review. Edit. Dragon Quest VIII. Journey of the Cursed King, I think is the subtitle. Yep, Journey of the Cursed King. I played the PS2 version. Level 5. Level 5 was really good. So this is a role-playing game developed by Level 5, published by Square Enix. Not that one. It was released 2005. Okay. Quest 8. Where you at? The Trouble with Tribble. That's what it should have subtitled. The Trouble with Tribble. This was, ladies and gentlemen, the epitome, the apex, the acme of Dragon Quest games for me. This one was so good. And 11 has just slightly overtaken it. 11 is really good. My problem with 11 is it's ridiculously long. I'm 120 hours into that game, and we're not done yet. Every time I start doing a little more, this is my list. You can't see it because of the light. Lighting over here is a pain. Every time, like, I'm going to start, okay, I did some item grinding, some casinoing, because I needed some stuff so I could start forging some equipment, and I did everything, and they're like, oh no, I'm still missing like 30 pieces. So, it's ridiculous. Anyway, level 5. Let me look at level 5 here. This is why I don't get anything done. So, I have played Dragon Quest VIII. Obviously, it's a level 5 game, and I know I've played another one, and it's not Wonder Flick or Yokai Watch. I don't wear a watch. Ni no Kuni. They did Ni no Kuni? I have a Ni no Kuni game. Megaton Musashi W. Fantasy Life. The Girl Who Steals Time. The Sinister Broker Bizarro Schemes. Mega Man music. Anyway, is it... I've played Dark Cloud a little bit. Just a little bit. I think I need to play it some more. But Rogue Galaxy, I have played a little bit of Rogue Galaxy, and Rogue Galaxy is great. I'm looking forward to Let's Playing Rogue Galaxy for you guys. There's a robot in it. His name is Steve. You don't name him. That is his name. His name is Steve. But now that I played this before I ever played like anything meaningful in Final Fantasy X, but now I'm kind of scared. Because this just kind of looks Final Fantasy X-y. I don't remember his name. He is not Steve. I think I saw Steve. That's Steve. That's Steve. Everybody say hi, Steve. Hi, Steve. Anyway, back to work. So we're going to be here all day. Okay. Okay. Everything here happy? Copacetic? Let's drop that. We can save this. I haven't written a review in a while, and I apologize for that. Just been the last couple of nights when I get home, I'm like, I really just don't want to do anything, so I don't. Drop this. Drop that. Drop this. I don't know. I know we get some people watching these. Not many because it's so early on a Sunday morning. So we get some lurkers here and there. I need to figure out why that is like that. Let me do that real quick. Because somehow a template got like overridden. Saved in a way that was not supposed to be. This one. Where are you going? Depot Dungeons. Why are you going there? Stop that. Anyway, people watching, people whatever. Should you... I mean, lurking's great, man. I lurk plenty on other people's streams. But if you're lurking, I just want to say howdy. How's it going? Hope you're having an alright time. Feel free to say hi if you want. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, constructive or otherwise, like get a haircut, you bum. That's a criticism. Haircuts are expensive, which is honestly the only reason I don't have one. This is not like a fashion statement or anything. It's just I don't want to spend the money. Okay. 92 videos. God. What is this? This is Jersey Devil music. Yeah, so I've gone through all of my folders. So every soundtrack to every game that we've played, every soundtrack that I currently have is in the playlist. I need to go through now and make sure I have a soundtrack for every game we've played and make sure those end up in the playlist. Which is just something else that's going to take more time. So I'm thinking for this one, this table here, these columns here, can we make this 3? I don't think so. So I have to delete this. I don't know how well 3 is going to work. We'll try it, and if we hate it, we'll undo it. What we got? 92? 31? 30? Yeah. Wander song, I can tell just by the accordion. Okay, 30. Yep. Damn it. You know, I'm usually better at 10 key than this. iPhone. Wait, if we want 92, that's how we should be doing that. I wish this was a spreadsheet. I could just move it all up, but I can't. Well. At least I got it early. This is Odalis, whatever, the Dark Call. Oh no, come back. That was a good game. Seemed like a lot of you watching it enjoyed it, so I hope you did. 63, yeah. Ooh, in there. Close that. I shouldn't. I've had this keyboard long enough now. I shouldn't be making those mistakes. Okay. The trouble with tribble. Told ya. Rocky candy. Caution rodent is like danger mouse. Calling this one They Had to Know. This deals with Jessica and some of her physics, and they absolutely knew. That one says sex in it. Careful. Chicken police. Chicken police. Let's talk about chicken police for a minute while I'm doing this, because I loved the first Chicken Police. I thought it was great. And I liked the second Chicken Police. I was very excited to play it when it came out, because the first one was so good. And the second one was really good. It was longer. It had more stuff to do. It had more people. It got into the the workings of the city a little more, because we got into the hive, which was really kind of it was mentioned in the first game, but just like, nah, you don't go there, Marty. You don't ever go there. That's a very bad Sonny. But you know, it's like, oh, what's going on over there? I want to go over there. So in the second game, we go over there. That was close. So the second game just really kind of gets into the whole how the hive works and what happened and how it turned into basically a slum, and just all the stuff is really, really good. And then the ending of the second game is terrible. I mean, it's good for like, I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't seen it. Something happens to one of the characters that everybody really likes, and it really just kind of ruined it. One of the other characters, it's great for them, but one of the other, like, it's real bad for one guy and it's real good for the other guy, and it didn't have to be bad. It didn't have to be bad for the one guy. And so when we finished, it was just like I don't know how to feel about this, because I'm like happy and sad at the same time, and not in the good, like, film noir kind of way. It's just disappointed. I believe this is Toem music. So I don't think there's ever going to be a third Chicken Police. If there is, I don't know what they're going to do. I kind of want new, but I kind of don't. I want more of that universe, but I don't think we could have more of that universe. With these same characters. I don't think it's doable. I'll learn to type one day, I promise. Need to go spend some time with Mavis Beacon. I'm gonna blame it on not being able to use my right hand index finger. That's what I'm thinking. And just this keyboard. I don't know what my problem is with this keyboard. I like it and I hate it. Like Chicken Police. I like the look, I like the design, I like that I've had it for this long, and like I'm not wearing out the keycaps. Which is what happened with my last, like, 2 keyboards. Just the, you know, the tops, the letters would fade off. This one isn't doing that. It's great. It types great. It feels great. But I have just never... I've never got the hang of using it. Dooley dooley. Not Holly Dolly. Dooley dooley. They're different. Oh, this is Old Man's Journey, not Toa. Sorry. Sounds like Toa music, though. Oh, we need to add our new Dragon Quest 11 today, too. Because it's Sunday, there's a new one. New Dragon Quest 11. This is part of the reason I've decided that 2 La Mulana references in the titles of this video, or this game. This is why I've decided going forward, I'm going to make the episode list here, like we're working on right now. I'm just going to make those as soon as I've got the game started or done, when the uploads start. That's what I'm going to do. It cuts down on some of the work I have to do. Me too. I think I've used the Reckoning a couple of times. We're in post-game now. There is much more post-game in 11. In fact, 11, from what I'm led to believe, has 2 post games. There's the post game I'm currently in right now, and then after you beat the boss, and then you go into post game. This is Death's Door. You beat the boss, and then you go into post game, and then you beat the boss again, and then you go into another post game. If you're watching it at all, apparently there's one of the Tickington areas you can't get to until you've fought the last boss the second time. Hopefully that didn't spoil too much. Let's take a look at this, see how it looks with 3. That's not too bad. It's a little scrunched. Well, not terrible. Grab this. Come over her. We're going to replace that with that. So now it no longer links to the YouTube. Now it links to the website. I don't know if anybody watched Death's Door. I don't know if I mentioned it on my stream. Ragnat streamed it. Loved it, because of course he did, because it's a great game. Excuse me. Close that. Death's Door is actually a sequel. Treasure of the Rudras. That's a game I actually kind of want to replay. Okay, got nervous. None of that had the names on it. Pardon me. So Death's Door is a sequel. We may have talked about this when I played it. Let me get the name. Rival Season 5. Oh boy. No interest in that game. Tunic merch, free shipping. Dredge merch. You can get a 3-headed fish plushie and a tunic hat. Anyway, isn't this it? Oh, you guys can't see this. Sorry. There's a game called Titan Souls. It's on Steam. It came out in 2023. It is the prequel to Death's Door. You can buy it right now for $15. The game is basically nothing but the boss rush all the way through. There are a ton of bosses, and you are a little itty bitty person with a little itty bitty bow and arrow, and it is your job to kill the bosses. One hit kills you, but I also think one hit kills the bosses. If I remember right, I haven't played a lot of it. You just have to know where and how and when to hit them without getting yourself killed. I could be remembering that wrong, but I somehow think that's how that works. One hit for you to die, one hit to kill the boss. You have a bow and arrow, but you only have one arrow. So you fire and miss, you've got to go pick up the arrow and try again. This is very hard, but it's pretty good. So also, I think we were talking about brandish when I did this the other day. Depending on the title of a video, it's going to change. This is just the dumbest thing. 6, 7, 8, 9. Mario World music. So, okay, and the views for this aren't great because I don't remember what happened with this one. I think, judging by how these were uploaded, this might have been part of the move. I don't remember. So episode 1, Dragon Quest 8, Trouble with Dribble, 66 views. Is that good? No. Am I concerned? No. Episode 3, I Like Him, 21 views. Episode 2, Inner Monologue, 15 views. So we went from 66 to 15 to 21. Episode 8, Sex Appeal, 94 views. Because of the title. 100%. It is 100% because of that title. I should just put the word sex in all my video titles. Or nude. Or naked. Because that one Brandish episode has a lot of views. And it says, and she's naked in the title. So we got 92 episodes. So I need this number right here to be 95. And this is how we populate this. It's terribly exciting. And X5, I looked. That time I looked. So this is how I populate. I duplicate this because I can't say. I wish this had an option to duplicate X amount of times because then I could just tell it to do that, but it doesn't. Things ready to go over here. I'm just going to add all the pages over here. Check in with Noodles. Noodles is my Finch. If you guys don't have Finch, it's worth getting. Noodles feels relaxed today. Brushed my teeth. I drank some water. I did a thing that makes me happy. I took a stretch break. 3 deep breaths. Got out of bed and washed my face. Noodles munched on bread. Got energized for day 376. Noodles needs a pet today. There you go. Three stars. All right. I would show you, but it ain't going to show up worth a damn on that. But it's an app called Finch. Check it out. Fox slippers. Nothing says cozy like sticking your head inside a fox. Stick your feet inside a fox's head, I mean. How satisfied am I with my effort this last week? I did all right. What have I felt good about? I think I was very mindful last week. What is something I'd like to put a little focus on this week? Movement. Take a walk in nature? That could work. We can do that at work, because work is nature. I'm ready for the new week, Noodles. Thanks, friend. How's our micro pet doing? More Mega Man music. Mega Man 7 music. Adrian the baby turtle. Loves splashing around in shallow waves at the beach. Still working up the courage to dive deep underwater. He's halfway through to being an adult. Sorry, got distracted. I apologize. If I try and do too many, we ran into this last time. If I have too many tabs open at the same time, and I don't know if this is a WordPress thing or my hosting package thing, it doesn't like it. So that's why I do like 10 at a time instead of like 50. Plus, that's a lot of tabs, man. I am not a tab fiend. 50. Like, I see some other people stream. Like, I've been watching. I know nothing about this gentleman, but there's a guy named Asmongold. I know very little. I shouldn't say I know nothing. I know very little, and I don't know how much of it is accurate. But he's on our good buddy Phil's shit list, and he was streaming some Phil stuff the other day because Phil's like, he's just seeing clips out of context. Now he thinks I'm an asshole because he's seeing clips out of context. He needs to come and watch one of my streams, and then he'll see I'm not really an asshole because he's just a little bitch because he won't. So he's being an asshole when he's telling this guy, I'm not an asshole. You just need to stop by and see that I'm not an asshole. And Phil would be much better served if he would just say, yeah, no, I'm an asshole. Because then it's like, well, you gotta lie about it, pal. I don't lie about it. I'm an asshole. But I'm the nicest asshole he'll ever meet. Anyway. So, Phil goes on Twitter and he sends a tweet to this Asmongold fella. And says, why, if you weren't such, you just talk to me. And, you talk to me directly instead of doing all this stupid video stuff. Quit being such a little bitch and just talk to me directly. And the funny thing about that to me is, now it's obviously Phil's doing it for not physical, for attention and clout, because instead of Phil sending him a DM to say, hey, why don't we talk about this? Phil posted it and tagged him. So anybody following Asmongold is going to see it, or however Twitter works anymore. I don't understand. Twitter and I don't get along too much anymore because I'm not a Nazi. 92, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, so Asmon's streaming, checking his Twitter, and he's like, okay, sure, whatever. And he's got all across the top of his browser, and they're all itty bitty. It's like the icon. I was like, how the hell do you operate like that? I don't understand. Okay, we have 92 videos, and we have 3 pages that are not videos. We have the playlist, the review, and the landing page. So we should have 92 plus 3, 95. We have 95. Okay. So we need, save that one more time, just make sure. Start fresh, and we'll do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll only do 6. And now the fun begins. For those of you who don't know, my naming convention for my Dragon Warrior characters has kind of been an accidental thing. It's mostly just what's on my desk. Oh, I have a Tribble that Ragnet sent me. Oh, here's a 3D printed Cthulhu. Oh, it's the dude. So that's kind of how. One of them, I'm looking around the room. There's Lamp. This character is named Lamp, but I had a hat sitting on top of the lamp. So that became Hat Lamp. You know what I'm saying? That's how my, that's the amount of thought that goes into me naming my Dragon Quest characters. I work hard. I work so hard. This is more Treasure of the Rudras. I do want to replay this because the old videos don't look very good, and I feel like that game is really good. And I just need to spend some more time with it. It's hard. It's a hard game. And it's got an interesting magic system, and I think if I played it more, I would enjoy it more. I think. Not that I didn't enjoy it the first time. I was just kind of bumbling around in the dark. Oh my God, we've been streaming for an hour and we just finally started. Oh God. I told you we'd be here a long time today. So Treasure of the Rudras, is an RPG for the Super Nintendo from Squaresoft. You've heard of them. And it deals with an end of the world myth, you know, an apocryphal myth that every so often an age ends, kind of like La Mulana. An age ends and another age begins. So there's been like an age of giants and an age of mer people and an age of this and an age of that and an age of humans. And it's broken up into chapters. There's 4 chapters of the game. What am I doing? This must be about children. And so after every, 400 years or something like that, I don't remember for sure, your civilization's age comes to an end. It is wiped out and a new one rises to take its place. And our intrepid heroes are trying to prevent that from happening this go around. That's the whole thing. That's the story. And it's broken up into 4 chapters, and you play a different character each chapter, and each of these characters you play, they have their own path they take, their own story. There's other characters that get involved with them in terms of party members, etc., etc. And it's very big, it's very involved, it's very interesting. Because at the end of the game, on like chapter 4, like everybody comes together. That kind of thing. You don't get to like you don't have like a Final Fantasy VI. You don't have 30 people to build a party out of, but you have the main character from each chapter. Anyway. If that wasn't interesting enough, one of the interesting things for that game, I think, is its magic system. There is magic. Everybody can learn magic, which a little bit of a bummer, because I don't like that everybody can do everything. But, what makes it worthwhile in this game is that, excuse me, there are just some people who are bad at it. Like, unlike Final Fantasy VI, where you could take a character who's not great at magic, and via Esper leveling, you could increase somebody's magic power. You can't do that in this game. Everybody is like, this is you. This is what you do. You are a soldier. You do not magic good, kind of a thing, right? But anyway, the way this magic system works is you don't learn magic. You learn magic words. And then you input these magic words, and those become spells. So if you want to learn the fire spell, you can type the word fire, save it, try it in battle. Maybe it's a fire spell. Maybe it's not. Maybe you need to type ing to get a fire spell. Maybe you need to type this or that. So you can really and anything works. I don't know how it is designed. Kind of like passwords in old NES games. I don't understand it, but you know, I look like naming Dragon Quest characters. I could say, aspirin is a spell, Cthulhu is a spell, Tribble is a spell, stress ball thing is a spell, and every one of them will be a spell in the game and do something. It may not be good, but it might do something. You might accidentally create a 97 level fire spell or a 3rd quarter level heal poison spell. You know what I'm saying? It's an interesting system. I think it's an interesting system. And I would like to play it again someday. One of the fun things, quote unquote fun things, about doing this website stuff is looking back and saying, oh yeah, I remember this, I remember this, I remember that, I remember this. And like, you know, I should do that. Like Bahamut Lagoon. I kind of want to play Bahamut Lagoon again. And I was really expecting that to have got a Switch release, but it has not. All this other stuff, it's like I complained about one day. Here, we're gonna take a quick break. Just Final Fantasy. Just regular old Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. Available on 11 platforms. And some of these multiple different ways. It's ridiculous. So we can't have Bahamut Lagoon because we have to get the 13th version of Final Fantasy. Now, I looked a while ago at, yeah, so now it's the Pixel remaster. This looks, to me, and because I think it is, these backgrounds and everything, I think are from the PlayStation version. The music for sure is, because I've heard it. What are these here? These aren't from that. This is horrible. The screenshots for Final Fantasy for the PlayStation are from the NES version. Ridiculous. Anyway, but it looks exactly like the PlayStation 1 version. Some slight differences to the sprites. And like I said, from what I've heard, the music is identical to the PS1 version. So why? I've also come to learn that it is so the NES one, we call it hard mode, right? Final Fantasy 1 for the NES is hard. It's a hard game. It's a difficult game. Just because it doesn't baby you. It doesn't hold your hand, right? So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Sex appeal. Origins has an easy mode. It has like regular mode and easy mode, like Mega Man 2. But from what I've seen of the Pixel remaster, it's somehow even easier. And I don't understand. I don't understand why you would make a game. That's like, I don't know. It just, I don't understand. Because here's one of the things that didn't happen in the original Final Fantasy 1, okay? Enemies didn't drop items. They didn't. Nothing. Any items you had in terms of potions, antidotes, stuff like that. Excuse me. You had to buy or find. Enemies did not drop items. In the Pixel Remaster version, they drop items. And I also think in the, if I remember right, I don't think they did in the Origins version. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think they did. So that's one of the things that has made the Pixel Remasters better. Also, or I shouldn't say better, easier. Worse is the word I'm looking for. Final Fantasy 1, the NES version, there's no way to revive a party member who has died unless you have a white wizard / mage who can cast the life spell. Okay? Or you go back to a clinic and you revive them at the clinic, which is very expensive, especially early in the game when money's hard to come by. And it is expensive later in the game, kind of mid game, not late game, because you have a ton of money late game. But it is expensive, and you've got to drag their corpse all the way back to town, and then you can revive them at a clinic. Like I said, it costs money. The Pixel Remaster introduces Phoenix Downs to the game, which didn't exist, so you can just revive anybody anywhere with any party. Now, part of what made excuse me, Final Fantasy 1 challenging, and I think an enjoyable challenge, is the whole party system, like determining who are you going to take and all of this. If you've played it a million billion times like I have, I think every time I've Let's Played that game, we've done a random party, right? I've got a little dice here on my Stream Deck thing, and I roll it, and then whatever the number, that's who we go with. There's 6 characters, so we get 6 numbers. 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. Here's 16, 16. Yeah, this had to be uploaded after the channel move because they're all out of order. So, I feel like it takes what Final Fantasy 1 was supposed to be and just kind of throws it out the window. It's my opinion. Because it used to be like, I'm going to do a challenge run and I'm going to play only as a thief. That's going to be really hard. Well, it's not so hard anymore because you can do... There's more options to you because inventory is different. Things are also less expensive, I have noticed. And some things exist and some things don't anymore. For example, when I was a younger man, when we would play the Final Fantasy, if you had a fighter or a red mage in your party before you went to the Marsh Cave, I usually wanted to buy them a silver sword. Mithril. But in the NES it was silver. Because it's a great sword. It's not as strong as some of the other swords. Like the long sword you can buy in the next town will do more damage, but its hit rate is much, much lower. Silver isn't particularly strong, but silver will hit a lot of times. It's easier to get multiple hits in. That's what I'm saying. Pardon me. And it was very expensive. One silver sword was 4,000 gold, and that's very expensive for that point in the game. Your level 3 black magic and white magic are 1,500 apiece. This is very expensive. But you get that silver sword, your fighter is basically set. With that weapon, he's good till like late in the game. So it's a good investment, I think. Well, they don't have that anymore. They took it out. It is not in the shop anymore, so you can't buy it. Which, you know, it's making the game too easy. Sure. But the other problem is also that you made the game too easy. Because now, those spells, all the magic is less expensive. A lot of the equipment is less expensive. And speaking of equipment, Final Fantasy 1 for the NES, you don't start with any equipment. You are just out there naked and afraid. The Pixel Remaster, you start off with equipment. So in the original, you started out with 400 gold to spend however you wanted to outfit your party. That's not how it works in the remaster. It's like everybody has stuff to begin with, so you don't have to spend that money. I don't know what I can equate it to, because I don't know what everybody thinks anymore. Like, what is a hard game? And I haven't played Silk Song, so I can't really equate it to that. But it is still possible to get wrecked in Final Fantasy 1, but it seems a lot harder to get wrecked. Like, it just seems like you have to try and fail instead of, you know, turn a fortune and now you're dead, or you didn't prep well enough, so now you're dead. Because that was the whole thing with the first Final Fantasy. You just had to prep. You had to prep. You had to make sure you had everything you needed before you went in, or game over, man. Like when you went to the ice cave to get the floater so you could get the airship. If you didn't go in with softs, you might have a bad time, because there's tons of enemies in there that will petrify you. And soft ain't cheap. Softs ain't cheap in this game. It's a gold. The soft potion in the original was 800 gold for one, and you couldn't use them in battle. You could only use heal potions and pure potions in battle. In Pixel Remaster, I think they're 500. And you can use anything in battle anytime. You have access to the full inventory, which in the first game you only had access to, like I said, heal and pure potions, and whatever your characters had on them. So every character had 4 inventory spaces. And if you were the knight or somebody like that, you were just, you know, what you had is what you had. You didn't have any usable items, alternate items, because your inventory was full of what you had equipped. If you were a wizard or something, you could have, you know, you throw a heal helmet into your black wizard's inventory, and now your black wizard can waste a turn when he's not attacking using a free heal spell to heal the whole party. It's handy. Not anymore. Don't need it. I got it. I swore I wasn't, but I bought the thing because I wanted to play some Final Fantasy games on my Switch, and you can't get the originals. You have to get the Pixel remasters, which I think is ridiculous. So I did, and I've been playing through it, and it's so boring because there's no sense of dread or urgency. You know, I got through. Oh, and another thing, you can set the game to give you double, quadruple, and I think 10 times the experience in gold per fight to cut down on grinding. I just don't like it. Like I said, it's taking what the game is supposed to be out of the game and replacing it with easy mode nonsense. Forgot to do this. It's 15. This is 16. I got distracted with my rant. Sorry. Old man yells at cloud. Anyway, guys, I apologize. I am not. I'm not having a good time playing it. It's because I don't have to play it. You know what I mean? There is an auto battle option, which that's fine. Because the battles can get a little tedious, and they have the auto target thing. Because in the first game, if you don't know, if you say you've got 2 enemies, you have a party of 4, you're fighting 2 enemies. So you tell everybody to fight the first one because you want to make sure you kill it before you move on to the second one. If on the second attack you have defeated the first enemy, the other 2 characters are going to target that spot. They don't target the thing in the spot, they target the spot. So they fixed that. But there's an auto battle thing. So you push a button and it fast forwards through the battles. Everybody does whatever the last manually inputted command was. So the party I ended up with, randomly, was a fighter, a thief, a black belt, and a red mage, which oddly enough is the default when you start the game. The game says this is a good one to start with, and it's not too bad. So if I have fighter, black belt, and thief fight, and red mage cast fire, and then I turn on basically a single macro thing, that's what they'll do forever and ever and ever till they die, or you run out of magic, I guess. Which, even that, not terribly excited about. I'm just not. I want to play this game, you know. I want to play Final Fantasy because I like Final Fantasy and I miss Final Fantasy, but I want to play Final Fantasy, not whatever the hell this garbage is. And you can't turn off these features. If you could turn them, like if you would have packaged it, original NES version, pixel remaster, great, that's fine. Then you would have charged $120 for the stupid thing instead of whatever it was I paid for. Just want to play the game, man. I want to be able to turn on a stupid movie, sit on my couch, eat some garbage food, and play a video game once in a while. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. But I can't. Because the game I want to play doesn't exist anymore. I'm also a little disappointed with the Switch in terms of its what am I thinking? I don't want to call it the market, because the market's fine. It's just, oh my god, is it slow? And the search is bad, and sorting is bad. It's fine, but I would rather sit down here and shop for something and go about it that way. But anyway, and I don't have it out here, so I can't show you what I'm talking about. If there's the e-store, and via the e-store, obviously you can get games, and then you get the collections like the NES collection, the Genesis collection, all those. There are games that are not in those collections that you can't get to from the e-store. You've got to go through some other menu, and then there's these other games that are available, and they're also free, and they are emulated versions of games throughout, you know, the older consoles. Now, I don't know why you just don't put them all in the same place. Whoop. We're back. I don't know what happened. I don't know when we stopped. I really should just take a second. I really should. Clear. How do I clear? Clear. A new macro. Remind me. So I was doing good, man. I was on this great rant about movies. And I don't know what you guys heard, if anything. Okay, we'll do that. Hopefully that fixes it. I don't know why that went away. Anyway. Long story short. I know, too late. Long story short, I don't understand why in modern horror movies, every one of them has to have a couple that's going through something and we're never told what it is. Because it would make more sense to us, the audience, to know why they're having this trouble. You know. Instead of just, oh, they're having trouble. Alright, we're a third of the way through. I was going to look and see how long it had been, but I couldn't because the stream had turned off, which I apologize for. Excuse me, 31, 32. $33, $34, $35, $36, $37, $38, $39, and $40. This is RPG music, ladies and gentlemen. Not some weird like city core, whatever you call that. There's a name for it. I forget what it is. It's a style, mostly animated. I used to use it. Excuse me. Years and years ago as the pre-stream music, but a lot of it was copywritten, even though it said free use. Somebody, I think, started claiming it. And it's like, not quite vaporwave, but it's pretty close. Like, if you picture in your mind, like, driving, buildings, headlights, that kind of thing. That's what this sounds like. Okay, 31, 32. 60 more to go in this game. Doing 3 a day, every day I don't work, is ambitious. To be sure. It's totally doable. But man. I knew there would be days, but I was just hoping that things would line up in such a way that I wouldn't be doing... Like, it would have been worse had I been doing Dragon Quest 7 and 8 on the same day, because they're both so long. Wow! What was that? What is this? Feedback hub? Get out of here. I'm going to blame all of our troubles today on Microsoft. Let's bleed. Oh, you know what this is? Listen close. You'll love it. Listen close. So if you're not familiar, and I don't know how you wouldn't be, if you're not, there's really nothing I can do to help you. DuckTales, fantastic show. The original DuckTales was great. The movie was good. Like, that movie was pretty good. And then the game was really good. It was a phenomenal game, DuckTales, the original DuckTales. And one of the finest pieces of video game music ever is the Moon theme from that game. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And this is from Bleed 2. Which I don't remember where I got Bleed 2, but I played Bleed 2, and I'm playing along, and this game is just ridiculous, and I love it. And we get to a stage where we're on a spaceship, and then this starts playing. I'm like, this is the Moon music from DuckTales. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. And this is a good cover of it. There is another, I don't even want to call it a cover. We won't call it a comeback either. So good. Probably get in trouble for doing this. I don't care. We're going to find it. Now, I do not appreciate the changes that were made in the new DuckTales. I don't. Because I'm an old man, and it was good enough the first time, leave it alone. But, we're going to pause that. We're going to come over here. Because they did this. This is sneaky. This is so sneaky.
Let me try something. I used to sing this old song to my boys before they hatched. Look to the stars, my darling baby boys. Life is strange and vast, filled with wonders and joys. Face each new sun with eyes clear and true, unafraid of the unknown, because I'll face it all with you.
That was good. I'll give them points for that. I will absolutely give them points for taking the song from the game based on the show and putting it in the show. And doing it in a very classy way. I'm not totally heartless. Pretty close, but not totally. All right, where the hell are we? Let's see, both of those. Completely neglected my pipe this whole time. I'm just not having a good day. Haven't done any of my chores. Slept like crap a couple nights ago. Was out here yesterday doing hundreds of pages. This is from Zoop. Where are we? 36. Okay. Also need to grab this. That there. Do not steal original ideas. Totally original characters. No, don't do that. It's not a link. What's wrong with you? Much trouble as I'm having typing right now. Just gonna... Jesus Christ. We're just gonna copy paste that one. I really, honestly, I don't mean for these streams to turn into like big old rant sessions. It just kind of happens. But I got a lot to rant about, you know. Pause this for a second. Because I got an email I want to listen to. I posted a video on the YouTube a couple days ago called He's So Dumb. It's from Jeff Tidrich, jefftidrich.com. He just sent me, well, I'm on his mailing list. He didn't send it to me directly. Let's hear what he has to say today.
He's trash. She's trash. It's a Sunday trash fest. All these shit weasels are made for each other. Jeff Tidrich. November 16th, 2025. 476. 84. 90. Share. Folks, pour one out for MAGA. It's been a tough week for them. Mommy and Daddy are fighting. Subscribe. Donnie Convict and Marjorie Sporkfoot Green are in the middle of a very messy public divorce right now. What's caused the rift between these former star-crossed lovers is, of course, the dead pedo bestie files. Madge Three Toes won't stop calling for the release of the full, unedited files, and her nonstop braying is pissing Donnie off, because let's get real, his name is all over that shit. Seriously, remember those 20,000 Epstein documents that Comer Fudd released last week? The website Courier created a searchable database of all that fuckery, and it turns out that Donnie's name appears 1,628 times, more than anyone else. That's a lot of times for a completely innocent bystander to be mentioned by his dead pedo bestie. Joe Biden's autopen must have been working overtime to gin up that many bogus documents. Look, everyone. Donnie made it funny. Lightweight Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Brown, green grass turns brown when it begins to rot, betrayed the entire Republican Party when she turned left, performed poorly on The Pathetic View, and became the rhino that we all know she always was. Just another fake politician, no different than Rand Paul Jr., Thomas Massie, who got caught being a full-fledged Republican in name only, rhino. Make America great again. It's hysterical because green grass turns brown when it rots, get it? Get it? What a knee slapper, am I right? I love that Donnie felt the need to explain the joke. He knows that his own cultists are brain-dead fuckwits who can't be relied on to understand how grass works. Look, when Donnie talks about grass turning brown when it rots, MAGA has to believe him because as the owner of a string of golf motels, Donnie knows more about grass than all the dead ex-wife buriers. MAGA is hella conflicted right now. Who to back? Their infallible dear leader or the three-toed freak of nature who wants to expose pedophiles wherever they may be. Even Donnie's favorite drag queen can't decide which side to be on. I'm at a loss. Something is going on in the air and everyone I like and admire are at odds with one another. Oh noes. By the way, here's my favorite reply under Santos' not tweet. Charlie Kirk was apparently the only person holding it all together. Yeah, that's who it was, the misshapen garden gnome. Without him, MAGA is rudderless, apparently. You'll be heartened to learn that not all of MAGA is conflicted. Some immediately responded in the most MAGA way possible, by issuing death threats. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world, the President of the United States. Look, death threats suck and no one should have to endure them, but at the same time, it's not like Sporky's own hands aren't dirty. After Anthony Fauci appeared at a contentious U.S. House hearing on Monday, the former top public health official who led the nation's response to COVID-19 singled out the far-right Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Fox News as drivers of the credible death threats that he described to lawmakers. Here's a free clue for the MAGAs who can't decide who to back. The answer is neither. Both these shitweasels fucking suck. Donnie, of course, is the demented old narcopathic fart factory who cares only about having all the money, all the power, and all the attention. He doesn't give a shit about MAGA or anyone else. Marge doesn't give a shit about MAGA either. She's currently on some rehabilitation tour, trying to pretend that she hasn't spent her entire political career being a complete piece of shit. Don't fall for it. Subscribe. Donnie's been lashing out at everyone who's been calling for the release of the dead pedo bestie files, so it's only natural he'd go after Thomas Massie. Massie is, of course, the author of the House bill that would force the release of the files, and because Donnie's such a class act, he went after Massie by taunting him for remarrying after his first wife passed away. Did Thomas Massie, sometimes referred to as Rand Paul Jr., because of the fact that he always votes against the Republican Party, get married already? Boy, that was quick. No wonder the polls have him at less than an 8% chance of winning the election. Anyway, have a great life, Thomas, and his wife will soon find out that she's stuck with a loser. Because if there's one thing the guy who cheated on his first wife with his second wife, and cheated on his second wife with his third wife, and cheated on her with a porn star who he paid off to shut the fuck up about it has, it's a deep and abiding reverence for the institution of marriage. Oh, and speaking of Donnie's respect for the sanctity of marriage, subscribe. Meanwhile, the worst people in the world are still trying to finesse the idea that it's not really pedophilia unless it happens in the pedophile region of France. Otherwise, it's sparkling child rape. Look who's added his voice to this pinhead chorus. It's Alan Dershowitz, the tiresome pantload who insists that there's nothing untoward about getting a massage from a teenage Motel-a-Lego spa girl if you keep your underwear on. Is there any issue that Dersh can't find a way to be on the wrong side of? Spoiler alert, no. The predecessor on your show described Epstein as a convicted pedophile. He pleaded guilty to one count of having sex for money with a 17-year and 10-month-old person. That's not a pedophile. You'll be shocked to learn that Dersh is being completely disingenuous when he spins his bullshit fairy tale about, oh, it was just one girl, and anyway she was almost 18. No harm, no foul. Let's listen to Miami Herald investigative reporter Julie K. Brown. It was Brown's reporting that led to the arrests of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Here she is, to fill in the blanks in Dersh's fever swamp narrative. Dershowitz, who helped Jeffrey Epstein get this sweetheart deal, knows full well that there were almost 36 girls, ages 13 to 17, who were named in a list that accompanied this plea deal. The final plea paperwork was manipulated to pick just one victim, and his lawyers made sure they chose the oldest one so that it didn't look so bad. But the girl who came forward first to police was 14, and the list of other victims attached to that deal included many young girls. Someone rich, powerful, and well-connected, gaming the legal system to eke out an advantage. Who'da thunk it? Look, Epstein is dead. Why is Dersh still covering for this degenerate creep? Why can't Dersh just come out and say, yeah, this guy was a scumbag, all right. Oh right, I forgot, it's because Dersh fucking sucks. Look who else fucking sucks, those god-mad busybodies at the Catholic League. Here's their unique contribution to the sparkling child rape discourse. For too long, the media and the chattering class have said that the Catholic Church clergy abuse scandal was due to pedophile priests. Wrong. The data clearly show that the vast majority of priestly victims were male, 81%, and that 78% were post-pubescent. Why is this important? Because it means the molesters were homosexuals. When males have sex with males who are post-pubescent, That's called homosexuality, not pedophilia. Ugh. How nice would it be to one day cover a story where everyone involved doesn't totally fucking suck? Shittiest timeline ever. You know what? Maybe we've been looking at this dead pedo bestie business all wrong. Maybe it's not about who hung out with who at some seedy golf motel or the exact definition of sparkling child rape. Maybe at the heart of all this is just a story about a lost New York. Jesus fucking Christ, New York Times. What the fuck are you doing? Everyone is entitled to my own opinion is a reader-supported publication. To receive new posts and support my work, consider becoming a free...
So that's how I listen to those. So the thing at the end, the story about a lost New York. This is a headline from the New York Times. Epstein emails reveal a lost New York. The disgraced financier's recently released documents are steeped in a clubby world that is all but gone. Oh, if only. Let's see. I'm not doing that, New York Times. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I was going to read you the story, but I can't because it's paywalled. And you know who's not getting any of my money? The New York Times. Anyway, now you know. Now you know a little bit of that. We're almost halfway done, ladies and gentlemen, with the first of the 3 games. We're almost halfway through the first third. It's been probably close to 2 hours. But, again, we did have some disruptions, like when I was yelling at clouds. Here's a very good game. This Final Fantasy IV is a great game. Final Fantasy IV got the party thing right. Got the jobs right. Got everything right. Love me some Final Fantasy IV. I haven't looked at it to see how it's going to be in the remaster thing. But you know what? I just realized playing that probably is not going to do well for the stream. Playing that post. Because it said a lot of words in there that YouTube doesn't like. YouTube. Oh well. I think I started to talk about this earlier. And didn't. I'm considering adding Kick, excuse me, as a streaming destination. Not for any particular reason, but I mean, it's how much harder is it? I don't really have to do anything different to stream to one source versus 7. Problem I ran into was setting it up so the chat would show up today, so I had to fiddle with that a little bit. But if you're on there, we might be over there someday. I need some more tabs. So save that. Save that. Excuse me. Refresh that. We'll take 6. Yeah, why not? Paste there. A little Earthbound music after our email there. Hi, phone. Bling blong. I'm bummed that we lost those subscribers because now we're gonna have to wait that much longer for Earthbound. I mean, I don't have to. I could do it whenever the hell I want. I, unlike patron saint of live streaming, Darkside Phil, am not beholden to my schedule in such a way that, Jesus Christ, that if I don't do it, you know, my world will come crashing down. I like to attribute that to musical training a little bit. And I mean that. I mean that sincerely. When I was a younger man in junior high, went and joined the junior high jazz band and stuck with that pretty much all through high school. And now, even playing guitar and all that, you know, you solo, you play some lead, etc., etc. And yeah, I learned to improvise. And that is a very important skill to have in life. And some people, they gots it, and some people, they don't gots it. Phil don't gots it. If like he's doing something on a stream and it doesn't work out and he has to quit doing it, he like, I don't want to say he has a panic attack, but he doesn't handle it well. And because he can't make a decision for himself. He was playing, I don't know, something the other day, and he like, there's a problem in the game or something like that, and it soft locked him after a puzzle because he did something wrong. And you know, it was like half an hour. Well, we can't play the game. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do, guys? What are we gonna do? And the people in his chat were like, how about we play that? We can't do that because I told people we were gonna be doing this. Oh no? People aren't going to come by and see me playing this other game when I said I was going to be playing this game. What are we going to do, guys? And then everybody in his chat's like, but you're not playing the thing you said you were playing anyway. It's just a dumb man. It's just painful. It's painful. Look, I'm not much better, but you know, I can roll with the punches a little bit. $53, $54, $55, $56, $57, $58, $59. These are almost in order. Almost. Almost. Anyway, he's not having a good time. Old Phil. I don't know if we talked about this ever, but if we did, it was last Sunday, I think. I honestly don't remember if we have or not. He was talking on his truck driving stream, which is basically his version of what we're doing right now, except he drinks hard seltzers. Yes. He has a couple drinks while he drives. He's been looking for more and more reasons to drink on stream lately. And you just gotta, you know, you set this up, man. You are in charge. If you want to drink on stream, you just drink on stream. You know, you don't need a special event, because when you do have a special event so you can drink on stream, like your marathons, it never works the way you want it to. So just don't even do it. Like, he'll do these marathons where he streams like 8 hours a day anyway, but he'll do these marathons where he's going to stream 10 or 12 hours, usually on a holiday. Halloween, I think, was the last one, right? And for every $100, he takes a shot. And he does that, you know, with the anticipation that he's going to get all this money right up front, and then he's going to be able to have a nice, comfortable buzz while he's playing games, and he's going to make money and da-da-da-da-da. But he doesn't. He gets like $100 every hour and a half, and then he gets mad because he's like, I can't get drunk if we're doing this, guys. I'm going to have to start drinking coffee or something, unless you guys want to start giving me more money to drink more. Just take a drink. You know, you can do this so many different ways, Phil. But you're dumb, so you don't. Anyway, he was doing one of these truck driving streams, and somebody said something to him about, like, you know, you never leave the house, you don't have any friends. So, and it wasn't like an attack like the way I'm saying it, but that's how Phil took it. He took it as an attack. And so he starts yelling at the guy, you know, I don't need friends. I'm married. I have a wife. I don't have to do anything with anybody because I want to spend all my free time with my wife. That's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. Blah, 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 blah. My wife, my wife, my wife. He has accidentally called his mother a couple times. Now, when I was a kid in school, sometimes, and I'm guilty of this, sometimes you would say to the teacher, Mom, instead of Mrs. Whoever. It happens. But he's a 40-year-old man. And he calls his wife Mom. Maybe once every couple months. It's gotten better, but he used to do it a lot. Anyway. So he's telling this guy, this subscriber, somebody who's probably given him money at some point. You know, you wouldn't understand that because you're a loser and you live at home by yourself and you don't have any of this and you don't have a wife and you don't have a special significant other in your life and blah, 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 blah. And this guy comes back and says, I'm married, Phil. He's like, no, you're not. You're a liar. And just continues to go off on this guy. If you were married, you wouldn't be here watching me. You'd be spending time with your wife. You're a liar. Wow, man. Oops, I knew something didn't look right. Something's wrong with that word. So, yeah. So, just a reminder, everybody. If you're watching anybody streaming ever, you are a single, unloved loser. Because no one can like you. Because you would be spending time together with them instead of watching the stream. And you know what? Maybe this guy and his wife watch the streams together. Maybe that's what they do. Maybe like, Phil's playing that game we like. Should we watch tonight? It's like, yeah, I think that's fine. What's wrong with that? How did I do that? Got that all sorts of wrong. Hold on a minute. Ah, oh, these are not in order. Damn it. I wasn't paying attention. So we need 53. Where is it? But something doesn't look right here. It's because, again, old man yelling at cloud. So that's 52. 52 is not under pressure. Excuse me. 52 is the ringed city. Do that. Pardon me. That's what happens. I'm not paying attention. So we'll have to check some of these, make sure they're right. Copy that. Paste that. Break that link. Reestablish that one. This is music from Neva. Neva was fun. Neva was fun and good. Okay. Just make sure that worked the way it was supposed to. Now we need 53. What was this one? What was that one? Where'd it go? There it is. We had a good time with Neva. And Neva was made by the same production company that made Gris. And we had a very good time with Gris. So I am assuming, much like a couple of these other companies, like the folks who made Islets, like if they ever make another game, we're going to play it. I think if the people who made Gris or Neva ever make another game, we're going to play it. because they're good. Like if the Death's Door people or even the Tunic people. I played another Tunic game. Wasn't even Under Pressure. That wasn't even the title. It was Under Prepared. God, I don't know where my mind was. Talking about Phil, you know. Confuses you. Because you just can't. That is a circle, ladies and gentlemen, that will never be squared. He will sit in his little office, which is a disaster. Like my room here isn't great because I've been really bad about keeping it clean lately, just organized. You know, there's stuff that is out that could and should be put away, but I just haven't done it. Anyway, he just sits in that little room, and he just criticizes everybody for doing things they're not doing, but are the things he himself does. You know, like fomenting drama just to get attention, just to get views, just to get people's eyeballs on him. And, you know, it's like that Asmongold thing we talked about earlier. You could have just messaged him. You didn't have to tweet at him. You tweeted at him because you wanted people to see it. You wanted to make that public so it would get eyeballs on it. Right. I'm getting off again. I gotta stop. Listen to the Bastion music. Everything will be okay. Just wrote a review for Bastion over on the website not too long ago, if you want to read it. I don't usually do reviews. Like one of my favorite projects, ladies and gentlemen, that I ever did, and I absolutely would go back to it. Because I loved it. Was just wonderful. I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was both insightful and what did they say about Mother 3? Strange, heartrending, and weird. Something like that. And if you've been around, you'll remember these. It was to the point reviews, right? It was a review of a video game. They were 30 seconds long. Here's a picture of the box. Should you play this game? Should you not play this game? That was it. That was the whole review. And I kind of miss doing those. Because, you know, I don't need to know what somebody thinks. Like, I thought the graphics were really good, and I thought this was really good, and I thought this was really good. Should I play the game or not? And I started those because reviews were just getting so ridiculous, so long-winded, that just get to the goddamn point. Is the game good or not? I don't need your life story here. Should I play the game or not? So that's why I started doing them. Just because reviews were getting ridiculously long. So we used some Earthbound music and Spiritfarer as an example. Should you play this game? And then there'd be a little card, little pop-up. Let's say, you should play this game. And it would play the, like, do-do-do-do-do. Real short little fanfare. And if you shouldn't, you shouldn't. It was like the failure music from Earthbound, you know. And even keeping it just strictly like that, some people got a little upset with me, like when I said you shouldn't play. I don't remember what one of the games was, but I remember there was one I said you shouldn't play this game. And somebody got mad at me. What the hell do you mean? This is one of the finest games ever. You need to put more time and effort into these. Blah, 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 blah. That's not the point is I'm not putting a lot of time and effort into these because my opinion is this is a good game. You should play it. This is not a good game. You shouldn't play it. Like Secret of Evermore here. I think Secret of Evermore, excuse me, is a underappreciated game. I don't think it's as good as Secret of Mana. I don't think it's as good as other RPGs of its day. Mostly because I like the alchemy system, and I don't like the alchemy system. I like that it exists. I think it's a neat way to handle magic in a video game where magic doesn't exist. Earthbound had the psychic ability thing, which it's magic. But, you know, we're not in a world of magic and wizards and swords and sorcery. We're in a world of baseball bats, frying pans, and taxi cabs. So you're not going to have magic. So calling it psychic abilities, that makes sense. But it is just magic. Secret of Evermore, on the other hand, it's alchemy. You need ingredients to make the stuff. You have to have so much of this and so much of this to mix together to make the thing. And I liked that. I liked that a lot. However, I didn't like that we had to level it up like Secret of Mana style because it meant you had to have so many more materials just to grind the spells up to make them useful. Because if you didn't, like at the end of Secret of Mana, if you didn't level up the light magic at all, you were screwed. You were just screwed. And I feel like that was one of the downsides of Secret of Evermore was that. It was a good system, poorly executed. We'll say it like that. Materials should have been easier to come by. And not like they were hard to come by. It was pretty easy to find everything. But they just weren't plentiful, I guess is how I'm trying to say it. Lots of places to find the stuff, just not a lot of stuff. Anyway, now we're into the 60s. That's nice. We're in the second third of the first third of our games for the day. That's Euphoria. This is a good game. This is weird. This is a good game. 1, 62, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Making sure we're in order here so we don't have any screw-ups like last time. There is a sequel to Euphoria I found on the Switch. I don't think I saw the first Euphoria, but I think I saw a sequel to Euphoria. And unfortunately, instead of being Euphoria-styled game, you know, action exploration kind of thing, platformer like Euphoria was, it's one of those bust a move clones, which I don't particularly love that, but my God, they're everywhere. Every game series ever has a bust a move clone somewhere. If you look hard enough, you'll find it. More Secret of Evermore. The sound design is so good. That water sounds so good. I need a link to this. This is like really like if Super Metroid had its same music and ambiance but had the sound design of this game, oh my God, it would have been even better. it would have been even better. Like it would have taken the perfection of Super Metroid and made it more perfect. Absolutely. See, I turned off all those shortcut keys for OBS, and now we're not running into any problems. How about that? Just my uncoordinated fingers. Still can't type, but it's neither here nor there. We were talking about movies earlier, and I was talking about that movie Lookout, which you don't need to be on the lookout for Lookout. I didn't know I could Control S to save in this. Huh. Okay. Movie called Lookout, don't do it. I mean, unless you want to just watch a bad movie. It's not very good. Like, the horror is... Anyway, we yelled at Cloud about that. But I watched another one last night that's been in my to-be list for a while. I just want to put something, because I was... was I in the... I don't remember if I watched it out here or in the house. Anyway, it's called Motivational Growth. And it's about sentient mold trying to help a guy come to terms with his life or something. Get him out of a rut. I don't really know. I watched it and I still don't really know what the mold's grand design was. But it was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. How would I have two of these? I shouldn't have two of these. Is one of these that I do have two of these. Okay. So we're going to delete one of those. This one? Yes, trash that one. So it's an interesting movie. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a pretty cheesy little, I don't know. On like Toxic Avenger, on par with that kind of thing. But it wasn't. It's a Little Shop of Horrors. It's a little bit of Little Shop of Horrors. It's a little bit of Faust, oddly enough. It's a little bit of, and I can't believe I'm saying this because I hated this. It's we've got a little Scott Pilgrim vibe to it, and it's got a little, I didn't like this movie either. Ferris Bueller. Got a little Ferris Bueller vibe to it. And it stars our hero, Jack. Not his name. His name's Ian. And Ian has not left his apartment in 16 months, and it's a disaster. And he finally decides, well, my TV, Kent, his TV's name is Kent, exploded, so he's got nothing left to live for. So he's going to make some mustard gas in his bathtub and just, take care of things. Falls, hits his head, and discovers that in his bathroom is some talking mold, who's voiced by the incredible Jeffrey Combs. Love him so much. And the mold is like, hey man, you just gotta get your act together. I can help you. The mold can help you. I can help you, Jack. And they're constantly like correcting each other. My name's Ian, not Jack. Anyway, there's a lot of moments where it's split up into chapters. And there's a moment in every chapter where our hero, Ian / Jack, will stop and just look directly at the camera and talk to you. And that's where the Ferris Bueller-y kind of thing, Shakespearean even, almost, kind of comes in. And he just like, when he just kind of says, this is what's going on, and this is a situation, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, there's also a little bit of Little Shop of Horrors-ish to it. A little bit of deal with the devil kind of stuff. It's got some interesting characters, some strange characters. Everybody's kind of, you know, their levels are cranked up just a little bit, so they're not like incredibly hugely caricaturish kind of, but everybody's just a little weird. Everybody's just a little weird. Like Kent, the TV has died, so he's trying to get a new TV. So he calls a TV repairman, and they're like, "Is it a plasma?" He's like, "I don't even know what that is, so I don't think it's a plasma." So the TV guy comes over, and he's strange. And he licks the TV, and he's like, "Nope, it's dead. You better get you a new one. Have you heard of plasma?" So that's kind of a recurring thing. I don't want to talk about it too much without giving stuff away. That's part of the problem with doing these reviews. This is so good, you really just need to experience it. I didn't think it was going to be very good, but it is very good. I don't know how much of the script for The Mold was maybe punched up a little bit by Jeffrey Combs. I don't know if any of it was, but the writing for The Mold was so good, and he is so good at delivering lines just perfectly. You know, it was a joy and a pleasure anytime we got to see and talk to The Mold. A lot of practical effects. Some green screen CG stuff, but not a lot. Just a couple things. I don't even want to talk about the ending. The soundtrack, very chiptune-y, had a lot of like 8-bit sound effects going on in it. Kind of like this, but not quite. You know, it was just good. It was just a strange but enjoyable movie. I thought, well, I'm just gonna watch it and I'll take it off my list so I don't have to worry about it anymore. And then I don't think it's coming off the list. I think it's gonna stay in my list because I could see me watching it again. And I just might. Who knows? I felt that way about A Field in England. I think we've talked about that at least once. During the Halloween stream, we talked about that because we watched the trailer for it. I watched it, and when it was over, I'm like, did I just waste my time? I don't understand. What happened? I don't know how I felt about this. And then for the next couple of days, I just kept going back to it in my mind. And there's a song from the soundtrack that was really good, like the only song, and I listened to it a bunch. I think this is a good movie. I'm gonna watch it again. I watched it again. It's like, this is a good movie. I think motivational growth is gonna be like that. I think it's gonna be a movie that I will come back to a couple of times in my life. It was good. It was funny. It was quirky and charming and kind of clever. It was pretty good, man. We're in the third of the first third, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's our 3/9, something like that. Some sort of fractioneering. And then 2 more to go. I'm gonna take a minute. We may alter the stream today. We may. Because we have to do Dragon Spirit. Dragon Spirit's not too bad. It'll be relatively quick getting through Dragon Spirit. Because I think Dragon Spirit is 14 episodes total. Let's see. Yes, 14. But Dragon Quest 9... it's 51. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It's still a lot, but it's not as bad as I thought. Alright, so where the hell are we? I'm gonna be the very best, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta digi 'em all. You guys remember when we played Ocean's Heart? We kept going back to that one city, and just the music was so bad. Get me the hell out of here. I don't want to do it anymore. We gotta make sure we grab a copy of this. So we can put it there. And some of the music, like this music, is great. This is a good song. It's not, well, I shouldn't say great, but it's good. There's nothing offensive about this. That's why it ended up in the soundtrack playlist. Oh, I added some new animations for Twitch and YouTube. This is not a call to action. I'm not saying you need to subscribe or anything. You can do that if you want. If you're new and you're like, what the hell is this guy doing? This is horrible. You're not wrong. But every Sunday morning, for no known reason, to me or anybody else, I just started doing this. Working on the website and streaming at the same time. Streaming the working of the website. Don't know why. I just did. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time we've done it. It's been enjoyable. This is Xyz. But that is not all that happens. Monday nights we do stream video games. I've got a website, links at the thing, and then YouTube and all that. And I do Let's Play. Now I don't remember what I was going to say. Yeah, I do more than this, I guess, is the summary. Let's get there first, so I don't get out of line here. So, yeah, if you're looking at this, you're like, oh, this is horrible. Why would anybody? Why would anybody? Followed with this mess. This is god awful. Like I said, you're not wrong, but it's not all I do. But if you do want to subscribe, Twitch, whatever, YouTube, it is greatly appreciated. And there are new animations for that if you do. Now, I didn't replace the old ones. I just added new ones. We got a couple of them last week. But I've added some since then, so. Will I tell you what they are? Yeah. We got our usual Mystery Science Theater basic multimedia package. We've got that one. Added a couple of Randy Savage, because he was just something else. A true entertainer, that man. And then I added a couple for of our dearly and recently departed friend, King Cobra. I've got a couple more that I need to work on. I just haven't sat down and done it yet. I was going to do it yesterday, but I think I worked on adding these videos for like 3.5 hours yesterday. It's going to be close to that today, I think. I think it's going to be close to that. I don't remember this track being so kind of a bass guitar heavy. It's distracted me. Skip it. Hey. Oddly appropriate. Dragon Warrior the First. I do like Dragon Warrior 1, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a good game. don't think it's a great game. I think it's got problems. But I think as an introduction to the series, it's solid, man. And the first one, very primitive game. You know, the light years behind the first Final Fantasy game. You know, Final Fantasy 1 had so much more, just in terms of everything, than Dragon Warrior did, but I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them both equally. For different reasons, you know. Final Fantasy 1, like we talked about earlier when I was yelling at the clouds about the pixel remasters, Final Fantasy 1 is a very difficult game. Dragon Warrior is also a very difficult game. For different reasons, but kind of samey reasons. You know, you don't have a lot of resources to work with, you know. And I don't know. Anyway, they're just hard games. How about that? How about that? I've missed a couple things. Pardon me. Anything important? Oh, good. Oh, good. Aircraft carriers arrive in the Caribbean in major buildup near Venezuela. Because, yeah. That's the logical extension from that. We kill a couple fishermen who, according to one person, who is a known liability, and now war with Venezuela. Yeah. And then to make matters worse, we get the Mickey Mousecapade music for the ocean. No, that's okay. It's just the world sucks. Like, it's been bad before. It's just more bad now. I'll show you guys something. If you haven't watched Dragon Quest VIII, this won't spoil anything, but I've often talked about, especially in the Dragon Quest game, how ridiculous their final bosses look. Because Akira Toriyama, he's not good at character design. He's made like 3 ever, and then he's got like a character builder thing, and then he just takes parts off and puts different parts on, but they're all essentially the same character. But this guy, oh no, we gotta put it in here. Go like that. This guy, this is the last boss of Dragon Quest VIII. In his middle form, he's a baby. He's a baby firefly. He's a firefly baby. It's very scary. It's very scary. The baby firefly. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I enjoy playing the games. I enjoy playing the Dragon Quest games, with a couple of exceptions. But yeah, it's just this character design is so terrible. When I was adding, it was 6. When I was adding 6 yesterday, I had an episode that was named Piccolo. And I said to myself, I bet I remember why I named it that. And the screenshot is us fighting a green guy with some yellow patches on his arms. And he's got like a kind of purpley suit. And he's got some big pointy shoulders and a white cape. But he's got a beard. So it's not Piccolo because he's got a beard. Even though all the rest of him, You could have made it look like anybody. You could have made that character look like anything, Mr. Akira Toriyama. But you just said, nah, Piccolo, put a beard on him. Just put a beard on him. This episode, I remember this episode. We were looking for some bosses to go fight, and I don't remember why we needed to fight them. I don't think it was for anything important. I think they had a material for crafting or something. But for some reason, I went to go and find them, and they just weren't there. They were not where they were supposed to be. So I either went too far in the game and they, I lost access to it or something. But whatever it was, there were a couple bosses we just couldn't get to. Kind of like when we streamed Chrono Cross and I went to go recruit Snef, but I didn't do it right, like as soon as I could have, and he was just gone. I would forget to do that. He was just gone, and we never got to see Snef. I know, it was terrible. We missed out on so much. He's an awful character anyway, but that's not the point, ladies and gentlemen. Point was we were going to recruit everybody, and somehow, some way, he was just gone. He was just out of the game completely. And I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. So in this episode, we have just turned on caps lock. I'm writing a truth on Truth Social. Thank you for your attention to this matter. In Meanie Genie, ladies and gentlemen, we discover the third and final form of the boss of Dragon Quest VIII, where he is changed from Kefka. That's how he started. He was pretty much just Kefka. He changed from Kefka into the little baby firefly to a genie. A genie the size of, I don't know. He's floating in the sky and he's gigantic. He was the dungeon. You know what I mean? It wasn't very good. Let's see. Maybe we'll grab a. Excuse me. Our little baby firefly, he grew up. Turned into that. Turned into well, you can't even really say Jafar is a genie, because Genie Jafar didn't look that bad. Yes, this is scary. This is scary. This is the thing everybody's most afraid of in the world, right there. And I tell you, the little bit of the final boss of Dragon Quest XI that I've seen ain't much better. Okay, that is saved. Save this. That's 80 done. We are almost done with the first game. 81. 82. 83. 84. 86, 87, 88, 89. Okay. Refresh that. This is music from Islets, by the way, which was a good game. I enjoyed Islets very much. And I enjoyed Crypt Custodian very much. Talking about developers and that, you know, anytime they release a game, I'm going to play it. These guys are on that list. These guys are for sure on the list. Supergiant is on that list because we've done Bastion and we've done Transistor, and I need to do Pyre. Put that on my list of things to do here. After I finish recording Circle of the Moon, maybe. Got some other stuff I want to work on, but I am waiting for a peripheral, ladies and gentlemen. I downloaded the N64 bundle thingy for the Switch, you know. And there's a lot of games in there that I really would like to play for y'all. GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, the Zelda games. I'd really like to do those. However, I am so I'm so accustomed to playing these games with an N64 controller, I can't do it with anything else. I cannot do it. It is too weird. So I found it's actually an official one, which I was surprised at. Nintendo makes a N64 controller for the Switch, so I ordered it. And we'll give it a try. We'll see if it's any better, because I tried playing the first level of GoldenEye, just, you know, with a controller. It's terrible. I couldn't do it. It was bad. And all the time I spent playing that and Perfect Dark and a couple other games on the N64 with the N64 controller, it's muscle memory, and I can't break it. Even though it's been 15, 20 plus years, I cannot break it. So that's been ordered and it's on the way. I found some aftermarket ones, obviously on your Amazons and your eBays and all that, and they were not very well received, not very well rated, and they were kind of expensive. A couple of them were fairly spendy, and the official Nintendo one was not that much more. Better rated, and unlike the others, I think it's wireless, which is kind of nice. That's the one thing I shouldn't say it's the one thing, but it's something I'm working on in my little setup out here. I sit here, okay, mouse and keyboard are here, monitors. My desktop is right here. I'm touching it. I don't have to move to touch it. The tower. And so I have a controller right here. But it's wired, and it's got like a 15-foot cable. And it's just a mess. Because I've got it, you know, just to keep it from getting tangled, I've got it running all these other ways. So I'd really like a wireless one. So I've got a Switch one that is wireless, and I can hook it up to my PC via Bluetooth. But not every program recognizes it. It's an odd little thing. I don't understand it. I've tried several different things. It's not great. Anyway, so I'm gonna look into getting a better wireless controller and clean that up. Because I don't need 15 feet of cable to go 5 feet, 6 feet at the most. So this N64 thing is wireless. I'm hoping that will mitigate some cable management, which I am bad at. I'm really bad at cable management. I bought some things to help manage the cables, and they're all right on the wall, right here under my desk, and the cables are in there, but the problem is everything is so close that the little strip thing is here, and it's full of cables, and it just sags on the outside of both ends because I've got so many cables. That's how it goes. You know, first world problems, man. Could be worse. I could need to rely on, like, Snap and stuff, and everybody was good for a day, and then they weren't good anymore. Garbage. We really do live in the dumbest timeline. This is music from Star Ocean. Or not Star Ocean. Secret of the Stars, excuse me. Secret of the Stars is a RPG from Tecmo, Secret of the Stars. And we talked about how Dragon Quest I is kind of primitive. Secret of the Stars is kind of primitive, but at the same time, kind of not. Secret of the Stars, not a great looking game, not a particularly good sounding game. Most of the music is fine. The instrumentation's a little bland. But it has some interesting features. One of them, and I think the biggest one, is it's a dual party system kind of thing. And what I mean by that is you have two groups that you can control out and about in the world. You got your main hero group, and you've got this other group that assist the heroes. There's the Aquatillions, that's your heroes, and the Kustra, that's the helpers. And like, this is their job, has always been, whenever the Aquatillion comes up, to help. Now, you can't swap members between the two. You can't do anything like that. But your Aquatillions can only go and do these things. Your Kustraks can only go and do some of these things. And sometimes you have to take them both to the same dungeon and work together to get through the dungeon. So there's party swapping and stuff like that. It's kind of neat. Anyway, we're running out of episodes or pages here, so I'm going to have to duplicate some more, I think. We did have to delete that one that I made 2 copies of. This episode is entitled Not All That Desperate, and this episode is entitled Not All That Desperate because the big baddie we fought in this episode, called Not All That Desperate, every attack that this enemy made, every physical attack was a desperation attack. And I just think if it's every time, are you really desperate? I don't think you are. In fact, here's the description. If you keep doing it, I'm going to start doubting your sincerity. We've been streaming 3 hours now, I think. That's a long stream. A long stream for your old pal, Jason. I haven't had breakfast. I've just about finished our coffee. Which means I'll have to go make some more here in a minute. Supposed to get a roast cooking today. Make some stew, something maybe. I don't remember what the plan was. Something that involved meat in a slow cooker. Right. Whatever it was, it likely was going to change when I started anyway. Because like, yeah, we're going to do it like this. I get into it, I'm like, I just changed my mind. I want to do it like this instead. Castlevania. All right, so that's 88. Let's refresh this. Okay, let's go to the last page. So this is 88, 89, 90. We have 92, so we need 192. You know, I don't remember. This is from Order of Ecclesia, and I don't remember where these 8-bitty versions came in the game. I really don't. And I've got a problem with some of these more recent Castlevania games, like Order of Ecclesia and the Sorrow games, and that is, and I'm Mega Man base. My problem is all of the grinding that was incorporated into these games. And what I mean is, so like with Circle of the Moon, which I'm still playing right now, if you want to get all of the cards, the DDS cards, or DSS cards, whatever, I don't remember. You have got to grind a ton, because drop rates in that game are horrible. Oops, doing that for. That's a first. The drop rates are terrible, so you spend a ton of time grinding. The other problem with Circle of the Moon is there are no restoratives in the game. There's no shop. So there's not, just potions lying around for you to pick up should you need them. You can't buy any, so you have to grind them from monsters. So not only do you have to grind for the cards, if you want the cards, you've got to grind from monsters to get items, to get equipment, to get armor, etc., etc. Make sure that is saved. That is saved. That is saved. Now I'll refresh this. One of those is going to go away. I knew it. Get rid of that. So there's just a ton of grinding. And then in Aria and Dawn, you have to get all of the souls, which is a ton of grinding. And I don't mind it, but it can be excessive. Wait, why do I have 2 boring dragons? What did I do? Give me this one back. Let's change this from a 91. Now, why didn't you catch that and make that one 90-2? Okay. Save that. Save that. I know we usually do 3 of these, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're just going to do the one today. I think we'll just do the one. Wait a minute. I gotta screw this one up. I could put the wrong video on it. You're done. Yep, put the wrong video on it. That's not the one. Good thing I caught that. Come on. 90 goes away. 91. I'm a super player. The description here. Paste there. Have the embed code there. Paste there. Save. Get rid of that. Close 90. Don't need it anymore. Need a link for 91. Grab that. We're linked back that way. Link that there. Need a link for 90, because I didn't grab that. Yeah, I think we're going to stop. I'm having a hell of a time. Okay. 92. Good old granddad. There's a reference to Yangus in Dragon Quest XI, and when it happened, it made me smile. I was excited for it, because God, he's so good. We won the video game. We did Final Fantasy IX after that. Paste. Save. Save. Refresh. Close that. Close that. Oh boy. You guys can hear that when I stretch. Oh, right there. Right there. There's like nothing even there to pop. But it pops. It's probably something bad. Okay. That even worked. That looks okay. I was worried that the 3 columns was going to be a mess, but that's not too bad. Okay. I don't want to do the other 2. I'm gonna go figure out what I'm doing with that food situation. I'm gonna start that because it needs to slow cook for a couple hours. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody that watched. Again, sorry that the stream just turned off partway through. I don't know what caused that. Here's the website if you want to check it out. See all the stuff we just added. Here's the new stuff. There's the new stuff. There's the new stuff. There's the new stuff. I'll make a new one of these, and I'll come out later and add the rest of the games. Thank God I don't have any recording to do, because we've got grinding to do in Circle of the Moon to get some items, and then I've got 15, 20 so far, just looking at the brief little bit of the list from my forging in Dragon Quest XI. I've got another 15 items I need to pick up, and these I know where to get, and those I know where to get, and I think I know where to get that one, but it's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's a lot to do. It takes a lot of time. So we'll see you later.